All right. So we're back on the bullshit of hypocrisy in America, at least. Or not just in America, all over the world. All over, I shouldn't say all over the world because social media, especially Twitter, isn't real in the sense that it's only as real as you imagine it to be inside your own fucking head. And this is going to be concerning that world, the world inside your head, the world inside my head, the world inside people's heads in the fucking Twitter space, and regarding the death of Hulk Hogan and how it's everly just so increasingly down the road of fucking insanity. I mean, so I noticed, especially on certain, you know, stratospheres of Twitter or X, um, so Black Twitter has been dancing on Hulk Hogan's grave before the before his body has even been buried. People celebrating and oh, this racist sack of shit, ha ha ha, he deserves to be burning in hell the rest of his life, if such a place even exists. It doesn't. Um, and it's I think it's just so much hypocrisy in that racism. And I mean, racism is racism regardless in what shape or form it exists in. And it's absolutely stunning to me, um, how when especially within you have an audio clip of Hulk Hogan, right, from like 2009 or 2008. It gets released like 7 years later in 2015, and he's in the privacy of his own home or whatever, and he's being recorded without his knowledge, and he's just having a conversation with his family and his friends or whatever the fuck, and he makes his comments about his daughter and why isn't she dating an 8 foot tall fucking N word person who's worth millions of dollars. At least that way, you know, he'd feel a little bit better about it, since his daughter's dating a fucking, you know, an N word person and da 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 da. Now, I can guarantee in many, many, many occasions, if I'm shooting the shit in the privacy of my own home with my close friends and family, and I'm being recorded against my own will, and then 4 or 5 years later, you release this 30-second audio clip of me, and it's like, he said this in 2019. Not that I'll ever be as famous as a person in the stature of Hulk Hogan, but just to compare and contrast, I mean, I would have been canceled 50 billion times over, and so would you. I'm pretty sure there's things you've said in your fucking lifetime when you're just in the privacy of your own home with close friends or relatives and family, and you're just having a topic or a discussion. Maybe that's just the way you talk. I'm not trying to defend Hogan. I'm not saying he's a perfect human being. And he has his faults like everyone else does. I'm not defending racism. I'm not defending anything he said. I'm not saying what he said was okay, obviously. But I can guarantee you that if you were to like, if Big Brother was, you know, over your, recording everything you do and everything you say on your phone against your will, and then they took a snippet, something you said in a conversation you had in 2012, and they bring it to light in 2025. They could, they'd make you seem like the biggest sack of shit, and because of a 20-second clip, now this is who you are, and you're always gonna be that person, and you deserve to, you deserve the worst, you deserve to be canceled, you deserve to be fucking be stripped of your freedom of speech, and all this stupid fucking bullshit. It's just fucking retarded. It's fucking hypocrisy, and it's insane to me how this is like in the world and black Twitter on Twitter, which Twitter isn't reality. It's not. It's you're typing with your fingers and you conjure thoughts in your head at that particular moment in time, and algorithms are feeding you all this fucking whatever the fuck's trending and all this bullshit, and you go along and you go with the flow because you want to fit in and look at me and all this bullshit, right? And it's absolutely insane to me how black people have become so comfortable with their anti-white racism that they say it, they use it, and they've built society, this culture where black people can be incredibly racist towards white people and face zero consequences. But if you turn the tides and a white person says something that's racist about a black person, then it becomes like holy shit, and I guess it becomes it's this weird like it's just I think people have a hard time letting go of the past, right? And there's like so many quotes from American history that's just popping into my head right now, but I'm not gonna go there. But I think like with slavery and stuff, and it's like people have to have this weird like notions in their brain that they have if they're white they have to be like white apologists or they have to like constantly be apologizing for slavery when it's something that any of us in this fucking lifetime, you know, and racism exists and it's always going to exist within certain cultures because it's a bigoted mind frame where you're just judging a person based on the color of their skin, and that's like the epitome of bigotry before you even hear what a person has to say or that that can validate their character, their merit, their intentions, their persona, their ideologies, and you just come to a conclusion of who someone is as a person, as a human being based on the color of their skin, then that's bigotry. And racism is racism regardless of it's black on white racism or white on black racism. And it's just, again, it's just like I don't know, just some people that like to like overly play like this, like not everyone does it, but it's like some black people they like to like play this like slavery card and like, oh, well, your ancestors had us as slaves, so fuck you. And there's like this, there's still like this deep rooted like hatred or this like revenge factor, like the revenge gene, like what you did to us, hundreds of years ago, we're gonna finally fuck you over and take back what all the hate and vitriol and disgusting and vile things you did to us. Well, now it's our turn and we're gonna fuck you and you're gonna smile from ear to fucking ear when I fucking ram my fucking cock up your fucking ass, bitch. And that that psychology, that mentality is just toxic. It's poison. It's fucking it's unrealistic. It's it's not a fair standard. It's not a realistic standard to say that it's just reverse racism playing tennis and again it's insane to me how we live in this culture now, especially on black Twitter, on Twitterverse and all this stupid bullshit. And a lot of what I'm talking about is within this universe of Twitter, of X, which it's not real. It's not rooted in reality. It's only as real as you fucking want to make it inside your own fucking head. But it's insane to me how since Hogan's death and like Black Twitter came knocking on the door and all this stupid shit. And it's just insane to me how black people have become so comfortable with their anti-white racism. And they say it proudly and they use it and they've built this culture and society around their racism where black people can be incredibly fucking racist towards white people and face zero consequences. But if you turn the tide, it's like, holy shit, it's World War III. How the fuck dare say that about me? And it's fucked up. And I'm not saying black people are better than white people. I'm not saying white people are better than black people. It's bigotry from all realms, from all aspects, from all sides, is what it is. And it's just not a fair standard. It's not a realistic standard to say, if you do this to black people, it defines your character until the day you die. If you do this to Jewish people, if you say this about Jewish people, in one 20-second clip, audio clip, and it defines who you are. It is who you are until the day you die. If you do this to Mexicans, if you do this to, you know, white people, whatever, it's just absolutely insane. And I guess people are just so frustrated with everything going on in the fucking world right now. Everything, everything, everything. And when shit like this happens, it gives people an opportunity to pounce and let go of all that inner frustration and all that inner like just rage that's been building up. And then when they see when something like this happens and a big story breaks out or historic, you know, iconic figure like Hulk Hogan, love him or hate him, and he's not perfect and nobody is. When a man like Hulk Hogan and his baggage and his, you know, complexity and the conundrums that he's found himself in these past couple of years, um, people just like pounce and they release all that venom, all that rage, all that vile vitriol, and just like, yeah, fuck him. I'm glad he's fucking dead. He's a fucking rare. He's a fucking piece of shit. I'm glad he's fucking dead. And they forget Terry Bollea. They forget the human being. They forget that he has a wife. He has kids. He has close friends that love him and wish him nothing but the best through his faults, through his failures, through his regrets, his imperfections. You still love people that are close to you, and we're all damaged. We're all fucked in the head. We're all trying to walk this path to perfection, even though it doesn't exist. But we have to, because if you succumb to the insanity of the world, then you yourself become insane, and then there's just no end game once you accept defeat and you let the weight of the world crush you. Then you're just reduced to fucking dust, and you're just dust in the wind, and you don't exist anymore. You're dead. But it's it's not right, and it's fucked up. And I just wish more people were aware and cognitive enough, cognizant to realize the double standards and the bigotry that's spewing out of their fucking mouths. Or wait, no, it's not out of their mouths. It's out of their fingers, because while they're typing all this stuff, they're spewing it out of their fingers because Twitter isn't fucking real. They're talking with their fingers. And that alone is says and encapsulates everything better than I could ever say it. Just talking into the algorithm and feeding the fucking flame of vile, disgusting, double standard bullshit that needs to end. It's not going to end, but people need to just wake the fuck up and realize that they both on both sides look like fucking retarded clowns. That's what's really going down. They look like fucking idiots, and they need to just wake the fuck up, snap the fuck out of it, get the fuck out of the house, go touch grass, go fucking plant a tree, do something, please. And turn off the fucking phone, because it's rotting your fucking brain, if there even is one left inside that fucking skull of yours. Just stop it. Stop. Stop it. Stop. Please. For the love of the devil, make it stop.